Hello YouTube, Robin Hood Bricks here, and you'll be glad to hear that it's a Fairground Friday. Thank goodness, after all this time. And, ooh, the cargo area looks really good from this direction as well. Alright, so a very quick recap is that we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 motorised things yet to install in our fairground. But the good news is we've got 1, 2, 3, kinda 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 things in already. So it's not going too badly, even though it does look like an absolute mess in the middle here. We'll rectify some of that today. So I think the area that we should start focusing on now is this bit up here, because this bit is based on a base plate and is based on a table. So we can't have any sort of subterranean workings going on here like we have on many other of our rides. So that really limits our choice of what we can do. But I want to start there so it sort of fills in another sort of edge and we're kind of gradually working our way this way. So of all the ones that don't have workings underneath, that does, looks like it's the barrel roller or the turbo tumbler, as I think it was actually named, which is pretty good. I'm quite excited to get that in because it's got these big saw blades on now and looks rather dangerous and good fun. So yeah, let's try and fit that into that area because it is powered with a motor hidden in a caravan and therefore it's all above ground. Good. Well, that was quite easy to sort of plonk down, but it does need to be roughly here just to have enough clearance from the pirate ship, which is obviously swinging with this great big sort of pointed bit getting in the way, and that's kind of spinning the other way, so there's great possibility for them to clash. And if you do put it here, then basically you end up with a caravan with a motor in it, pretty much blocking the entrance exit way from this direction into the whole fairground. So that isn't ideal. However, we can mirror this ride relatively easily just by taking off the cars and putting them back on the other way around. We should be able to do something kind of like this, where the caravan is kind of tucked in out of the way and it's actually near another one, so that makes sense if they're all sort of tucked towards the edge of the site, and then it will work that way and leave the entranceway completely open still. So yeah, I think that could work rather well. Now I'm going to have to bury the wire and kind of hide that somewhere to link up probably with this block, which means we'll have 5 motors on one battery box. And it does block the view a little bit to our field and our farm with the alien doing a crop circle, but I've already moved the alien spotter to this side, and I think that still works. You can still see it absolutely fine from this perspective. It's just not every perspective you'll get all the detail, but I think that was always going to be the case. So yeah, I'm kind of happy with that. So yeah, let's take this apart, flip the cars, and see if we can get all the clearances working at the same time. All right, so it is in. Not too difficult. I even managed to push it back one more stud towards the fence, where it still gets clearance, even though it is pretty near now. But I think it's better that we maximise the space on the inside of the fairground. And I've managed to reverse where the cable comes out of the caravan, so it's still on the hidden side. And then the cable runs underneath those curved slopes. And I just had enough of those to make it reach the end of the base plate, just one little one left. So that works rather well. So yeah, I've tried this with 5 motors on one battery box and it starts to sort of groan a little bit. So I'm going to keep 4 that I've already got on that one. So this one I've added to this battery box, which has got these 3 on. So the proof of the pudding is over here now. And there we go. So that is working very well. Bit crazy fast if you ask me. I mean, you wouldn't get me on that ride, that's for sure. Looks absolutely terrifying. Let's put on the other 4 then. And there you go. That is the whole section running. So that's those 2 battery boxes I think completely used up with 4 each. And you can see the clearance here. It's alright, it's not too close, is it? But it's definitely close enough to make it a bit perilous. It's going to make us getting an entryway onto, say, the pirate ship a bit harder, I think, when we're doing all the paths at the end. But I don't mind that. I mean, even if we just have a sort of perfunctory sort of Lego ladder coming up one side or something like that, it doesn't really matter. We're not going for realism, we're going for density, and that's the most important thing. Great, so that is another one in. Now I want to kind of focus on this area here. Because, well, I've got my bumper cars, and that is kind of going up to there, but I don't want two sort of almost similarly sized rides just literally bang next to each other. I want to do something interesting in the middle. So I thought I'd get two stalls. Now, before I've briefly had my hooker duck stall sort of located there, and I think I'll put that back where it was, but properly installed this time. And while I'm doing it, I'll put the rifle range in as well, and I think they'll be really good here at the front so we can see them from elsewhere in the city. So I think I'll do rifle range, hooker duck, and then we can slide this one right up to them like that, and they'll be kind of sandwiched between the two, but giving it a lot of interest. And then hopefully both of those can be run off the same battery box that we've got the Dodgems going on, of course. So that will be really good. It might need a dedicated one because it's got quite a lot of stuff to kind of pull around with all the drag of the magnets and so on, but that's not the most important part. Getting the stalls in is. So that's what I'm going to do next. And I think the first thing I'm going to have to do is remove this base plate, because although it's in the right place, it is, well, almost devoid of studs, and I'm going to need a lot of studs to attach to. So I'm just going to try and dig that out and swap it for a corner one that I've also got spare, because obviously that's got a lot more studs on this corner where most of the workings underneath both of those things are going to be located. So yeah, that might not be that easy. Wish me luck. Well, base plate in, and I've kind of filled in this whole area with plates for now, so it kind of looks like the center of a field, and so I can get all my spacings right from this side before I do my two stalls. And I figure I'll do the duck one at the back because it's kind of harder to see from directly above, if you see what I mean. So it's better that it's not right on the edge, whereas this one's really nice on the edge because you get to see straight into the side of it. So I think that works quite well. So obviously these aren't installed properly yet, but that's roughly where I think they're going to go, each of those. And then this will need moving on its base plate. Annoyingly, just two studs more towards the front. That'll take a while, but that will make it all perfect along this edge. So yeah, I'm going to have to do these one at a time, and they're probably going to be quite complicated because they're so densely packed. And maybe I'll start with, I really don't know. All right, that's that one in, and it's got two sheriffs now, one on the inside of the stall, one on the outside, probably attracting people to play. And it's all in kind of seamlessly around the outside. You can see that all of the plates are perfectly square and aligned and all the rest of it. So it's looking pretty good. Now, nothing's as simple as it first seems. When I did this game, I did it so the motor was actually slightly proud of the surface, and I obviously had the intention of sort of disguising that at a later date. But I figured it'd be a lot easier if I just put it on two of these swivel joints and had it mounted slightly lower down. So that will still work very well. You can see the targets there going by pretty fast, so they're hard to hit. Yeah, because we don't want to be giving the public any prizes any more than we have to. So that will fit underneath the edge of the next thing, which is the Dodgems, as we've said. And there's plenty of room under there, underneath this side, so that will be fine. But it does show how complicated all of this setup is, with absolutely everything overlapping and really complicated. Oh, phew. Right, that's that one in. Next is the Hook a Duck game. And it's in. Number 15 now, would you believe? Wow, looking good. Again, seamless all the way around the outside. Absolutely no way of telling that the motor is underneath. Well, when the rest of it gets covered, of course. And I've got all the goldfishes in bags to be giving out to people all around the fairground when I get all the crowds in. Yeah, but I think those two games work well. There's sort of a passageway on this side for loads of people to be milling around, and the other side will have this kind of passageway right up against it. And I've filled in all the area in the middle just to give you an idea of all the space we still have for, well, more rides, paths, games, food things, all sorts of stuff. But yeah, looks absolutely great. And we're actually depleting our rides that we need to fit in quite a lot as well. So I think we're doing pretty well actually, because we've still got all that space, and when this is moved over, all of this space as well. So yeah, looking good. So let's get these going just to prove that they're working. There we are. Quite low key, but I really like them. I think they look pretty smooth. Yeah, and I've turned that sign just so it's sort of facing a better direction. Now I've got to decide what to do, whether to put something in here, something pretty much there, or maybe I'll do the horrendous job of moving all of this just to 2 more studs so it reaches the edge of the base plate and I can kind of install it next to them permanently this time. And do you know what? Although that isn't a very appealing task, I think that's going to be the best thing to do next, just so we can kind of tidy up this edge with all this motor as well. Oh, I think I'll have a break first, but I'm really happy. Wow, it's just looking absolutely amazing. Let's have all this side running at once. Oh, and that as well. And you can see it is absolutely fantastic. Wow, that really is quite dynamic, isn't it? Absolutely crazy. And the subtle ones are just as good. Oh wow, look at that sort of low level when you can see everything going in the distance. Wow, that looks amazing. Wow, oh, that one's frozen. Something's gone wrong. Is it just stuck at the top? Yeah, there we are. Yeah, bit of maintenance required now and then on some things. Yep, it's working again now. Cool. Well, that has really cheered me up actually. Not that I was down or anything, but seeing all those things running at once from that very low perspective was absolutely amazing. That's given me the energy to do the awful job of moving this. Good, good. That is the mechanism for the bumper cars moved 2 studs down towards the standing hole. And it wasn't that bad actually. Each one of these sort of assemblies can be pretty much moved as a chunk, and you just got to be very methodical in making sure you do all of them in the same way before adding back the chain and so on. And that's meant that I can get this motor in its final resting position to power the shooting gallery. And all 3 of these now can be powered from the same battery box. Both of these 2 games that we've added today and this one, and that will be with a switch kind of located in a DJ booth. And that means that basically the 8 rides over here are powered by those 2 battery boxes, and this one is powered by that one, which means, yeah, we're pretty much at a full complement for these 11 rides being powered by 3 different switches. And that's exactly how I wanted it to be. So yeah, that's good. Right, I just need to get all of the top stuff back on and all the edges kind of filled in and joined up, and we'll be sorted. Hey, this is looking pretty good now. Shaping up rather well with all the things that we've added today. We've got the dodgems all back together, and they're now back on a dedicated power box, because with all the effort of dragging around those magnets, it definitely works better when they're on their own power source, which means these 2 that we've added today, the shooting gallery and the hooker duck, are now combined with the carousel, which makes a sort of area powered by 1 box, which means these 3 and the giant Ferris wheel are powered by another battery box to make another 4. And then the hill section is the Venus Flydrop, Splatterfrog, and the intermittent gold mine spinning fortune wheel. So that's really good. And I've got just for now, the big roller coasters tied up with the carousel bunch. And then over here, of course, we've got the pirate roller coaster with our new Cannonball Jimmy, or whatever he was called, as a temporary addition, with the Escape from the Ice Queen ride and the Space Rocket ride. So yeah, it is really starting to shape up, and you can pretty much get a view over here, if you kind of ignore that section down there, of how it's going to be when it's finished. A great big field with loads and loads of rides, and if I just kind of do that, absolutely no wires or battery boxes or motors visible, and I think it's going to look absolutely great, especially from these lower angles. I mean, it really looks like a real fairground where you're kind of peering around things to see what else is on offer. Absolutely love that. So Wow, it's really starting to become a reality. And this great big open space in the middle, I'll probably fill with more rides and definitely food and people in due course. So no problem at all there. And it's going to be a big old beast, isn't it? Wow. Right, so now you probably want to see everything on. So let's start with this section and these three. Yep, then this, and this, and this, and this, for a great big cacophony. So here's the stuff down here that we've done. All powered there. Turbo tumbler, pirate ship, Ferris wheel, Venus fly-drop, big roller coaster, little roller coaster, and all the others. Wow, that is noisy! So, what do you think? Another 2 sessions to get all the remaining rides installed? And then maybe another 2 sessions to sort of put in all the food concessions and everything else and all the people, I reckon. It's a big old project, but Rome wasn't built in a day, and everything that's really worthwhile is worth doing properly. So, yeah, I'm really happy with the progress we've made today. Not just the installation of these 4, but also this green area, because it really sort of shows how it's going to look going forward. And it really looks good, as I keep saying, from a lower angle. So I'm very much a fan of that. So yeah, I look forward to doing another Fairground Friday session whenever I can get a decent enough length of time to work on it. But thanks as always for watching. It is greatly appreciated. Do remember to like, comment and subscribe for more awesome LEGO videos. And if you value this channel, there are many ways in which you can support it. Do check out the links in the description below. And next time on Robin Hood Bricks, well, it will be Monday, and we have been doing the cargo area on Mondays, but I think I'm going to take a break from that. Oh no, we wanted to see it done. Well, I do too. It's just that some of the suggestions that you've given me recently for the cargo area require me to get another order of pieces in, and I'm hoping that'll arrive before Wednesday when we do a brick haul, so we can do that new one then. And then I'll be able to work on this either next Friday or next Monday and finish it off with those suggestions fully reflected. So I don't know as a result what I'm going to be doing this Monday. Well, I'll probably do a train wagon, won't I? Anyway, whatever we get up to, I'm sure we'll have great fun. So until then, see you!